everybody, and welcome back once again. It's time now for another edition of Inside the Headset. It's week one, it's game one, and I'm on the campus of Oakland High School, and I've got with me the head coach of the Oakland Patriots, head coach Kevin Creasy. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing good, Stork.
Well, it's always a good time to come over to Oakland, and first off, I want to say, as always, congratulations on the championship, state championship, and the gold ball for the 2020 season. But I did want to recognize that because we didn't have a show after you won the state championship or anything. But congratulations, and I do enjoy some of the fine things that come from it. But that's one of the things I want to kind of break into. You know, I was talking to some other coaches and stuff, but your relationship and my relationship has kind of spun off. Coach McDaniel had this spot. I started coming over here in 2012, and Coach McDaniel had this spot. This was his time for us to sit down and talk. And then I asked you if you wanted to be a part of it. You said yes. And we really didn't try to force our friendship or anything, Coach. But what happened was we kind of just let it slowly develop, and I'm going to break into something else here real cool, kids. Just wait. I'm going to tell you something really cool, but I'm going to let him comment just for a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate your friendship. Appreciate you coming and doing this. I think this is year 6 or 7.
You've been here since 2015.
Yeah.
So, this would be your 7th season here.
Yep. So you've been here the whole time, got you on the sidelines of the state championship game. That was a big night for us, and then like I said, I hope we can continue to do this.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun. And breaking into that, after the championship, kids, Coach Creasy was kind enough, and we kind of went on a pioneering adventure, taking some of my video skills and some of his coaching skills. And a lot of you, and I will ask him if he'll let me would you mind if I do make those public?
No, that's fine. Yeah,
so I will make those public. Just be looking for those, and they'll be called coaching football videos. And it's where Coach Creasy's actually going through some of the techniques and some of the things. And what I learned more about it is the first thing I love that you say in both of the videos is the main thing here is we're going to cause our defense to work when I'm calling the offense. I'm going to make the defensive coordinator on the other side of the ball work, and that's just exactly what you want to do Friday night, isn't it, Coach? You're going to make the defensive coordinator in Hendersonville work.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, hopefully the players are doing most of the work. Coaching's done during the week, but Fridays are all about the players, and hopefully they'll do a good job of making the other team work. The videos that we kind of did in the winter, they were kind of put out for some coaches that we got to meet online. We still talk to them to this day, guys from Texas, Missouri, Arkansas. We have a good relationship with some guys all the way as far as Colorado. So, it's kind of a fancy way of doing a Zoom meeting, but you were in charge of the technology. So it's a heck of a job by you and, the way you've done it. And we're able to push a button and share it and share with coaches all over the country. It's pretty cool. And then they do the same thing, and I can click on their links. And it's a way to go to coaching clinics without having to actually travel. And, COVID brought along a lot of trouble and heartache and stuff like that. But at the same time, there were some innovative people out there like yourself that were able to find ways around things that we weren't able to do, like having a coaching clinic. So it was a pretty cool deal.
Yes, and I definitely, I can't wait. Hopefully, I told you, and hopefully we'll be able to do some more of those. It's not time right now to do coaching football videos. No. But hopefully after the season, I would like to sit down and maybe some of the other coaches in the county, and some that are really good at teaching on video, and maybe all of us get together on a Saturday and just crank out a bunch of them and have some fun and some fellowship. That'd be a great time of learning also.
Absolutely, no doubt.
So you started your 2-a-days or your prep or whatever they call it right now. It's just basically let's get them in shape, let's get them ready, let's see what we got. And coming off the championship season of 2020, you're heading in 2021. A lot of people think you should go back, but it's not that easy, is it, Coach? I mean, you've lost some players, haven't we? And we have to refill them. And the ones that are getting ready to go out there on Friday night, they may not be as experienced as what you had, and they do different things.
Yeah. We have some guys coming back, and some of the guys that are coming back, they've experienced some injuries. So we're not 100% right now and won't be for a while. But we do have some good ones that are coming back. Everybody talks about the championship. Well, the championship team graduated in May.
Yes, sir.
Most of them did, and we lost some real good ones. When you're replacing Mr. Football kicker candidate, that's a big deal. When you're replacing a guy like Ian Schleicher at quarterback,
Yep.
24 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, that's a pretty good touchdown to interception ratio. That's hard to replace. Not to mention he was our long snapper. Going over the middle, walking on, and going a long snap for those guys. I have a feeling
Great.
that if he's
I did not know that, Coach.
Yeah.
That is just great.
Yeah,
That
it's
you can
awesome.
just a simple task that not a lot of people that can do, but it's got to be done every game.
Yeah, and that's when you knew that you wanted him as your quarterback because it takes nerves of steel to be a long snapper. He had nerves of steel, and like I said, it won't be long. I think he'll be scholarshiped over there.
Really?
I guarantee it. Usually with kickers and long snappers, they kind of give them a little tryout, and over a couple of years, if they stick with it, they can earn a scholarship. So I expect big things out of Ian. Trey got a scholarship to go down and kick, and so those two are just two of many that we lost. We got a kid that went to UNLV.
Yep.
It's going.
And that's a front line leader. I mean, that starts
Yeah.
right where as you say, at the point of attack.
Graham Keating. Graham Keating, 6'5", 285. Started since his sophomore year. Hard to replace. Alex Jones, another kid that went and walked on at middle. He's going to be a big time guy that eventually I think will be a scholarship player at 6'6", 300. Those aren't just walking the hallway. So those kind of kids are hard to replace. Our leading tackler, Kobe Manning, on defense, he's graduated. Someone like Victor Stevenson played every snap of offense, defense, and special teams. It's hard to replace a true leader like Victor Stevenson.
Is he going to be still at Cumberland?
Yeah,
He's over
yeah.
Cumberland? Okay, so that still worked out.
Had a Liz Frank injury. A lot of guys pulled off of him on the recruiting side. After his foot injury, because those injuries are very, very hard to overcome. But he's rehabbed hard. He had a great doctor with Dr. Jordan. Our team doctor did the surgery. His rehab's been wonderful. So he's hitting the ground running over at Cumberland right now. So lost a great senior class, one of the winningest senior classes in our school history. And so these seniors that we have now, they're facing a tall task to even match what those guys did, because first time in our school history, not about winning a state championship, but went undefeated. We've had state champions in the past, but none of them have gone 15-0 like this last bunch.
Well, and that bunch was the on-time bunch. You always said that. I never had to ask them. I never forget, Coach. Don't ever forget that. I never forget. You said that bunch was the bunch that was always on time.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, in the early going, what can you say about this bunch? What is the one-word characteristic you'll give about this bunch that you got coming?
Well, I think these guys, they want to be here. They spend a lot of time with us, and then even when it's time to go home, they're staying here a lot of times. But we got good leaders in this bunch too. They saw from last year's bunch what was going on.
Yeah.
And I saw a kid the other day, AJ Bullard. He's a good leader for us. Started for us on defense, and he's picking up 3 or 4 kids to be here at 5:45 in the morning.
That's good stuff,
with our
Coach.
heat restrictions and school started, it was just so hard to even have a practice. And I noticed that we're playing a team out of Mississippi. There's no heat restrictions on their practices.
Nope.
None on their games. So they're out there amongst it. And so we weren't getting a lot done with the heat index around 109, 110. And so we came in early in the mornings, but then we have some guys that are bringing other kids in. And it's not just the starters. AJ loaded up everybody. And that's what, makes for a successful team. And those guys are going to remember that later in life. When AJ's got a flat tire on the interstate, he could pick up a phone, and I guarantee you later in life he'd call any of those guys that were riding with him the other day, and they'll do anything for him.
And I want to compliment that kid's mom and dad, because mom and dad has to be flexible there, Kevin, to let those, let AJ go get those other kids and take on that risk, because, some mom and daddies will tell you, you're not a bus or you're not the local taxi. And I've heard that even in my house, and we've all heard, I'm sure Johnny and Wanda have said to you that you're not the local taxi, Kevin.
And we get discouraged, from loading up kids, but, a lot of times coaches have to do that to get them here. And
high school's only one time. Come on, guys. I mean, we're only going to do this one time.
A lot of circumstances. Maybe the kid's mom's already at work at 5:30 in the morning.
And the traffic, just traffic alone in this county.
You don't punish a kid for having little brothers at home. You don't want to punish them for the mom having a job that she's got to go in early. So we try to do our best, and then when they get a hold of other players, I think that's awesome that they're building a relationship. You learn a lot about a kid when you drive them home at night. You know what I'm saying? AJ learned a lot about those guys when he's picking them up at 5:30 in the morning.
I sure did too. I was kind of like AJ. I hauled a bunch of them around. Wales got after me every once in a while. But talk a little bit about some of the new guys you've got coming in that have really up and come and surprised maybe some of the coaches, some of the new names that some of the people will see over at Hendersonville Friday night, maybe some numbers to watch and some kids' names that maybe nobody has ever heard of. And I saw one of them last year just for a short brief, but I'm sure you're going to turn him loose a little bit Friday night if he's healthy. I don't know if he is. But that's Camille. Is he still with you? Is he still running?
Khalil James. He's overshadowed by the other James that running back a lot.
I know. Someone did ask me, are they brothers?
No, they're not.
Okay, so we did clear that up. That's all.
They have a similar running style. They both have great vision. They can cut on a dime. So Khalil is one of our most improved players.
Is he really?
Yeah, he'll be out there a lot against Henderson.
So we'll get to see Khalil James. That'll be the name. That'll be a name you hear.
Had a great off season and played real well in both of our scrimmages.
Other kids that you'd like to mention? Give me a couple of other names, Coach, please.
Tejo Knox is
Tejo Knox. I like that name.
Yeah, one of our returning starters O-line, and he has transitioned to tight end.
Okay.
Got himself in the best shape of his life, and we're expecting big things out of him at tight end. You're going to see him in a single-digit number.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I know what that means.
And if he drops any touchdown passes, now we've been throwing him some touchdowns in practice, but practice is different. So hopefully he gets some touchdowns in games, or we'll have to move him back to like a 60 number or 50 number. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he can stay at tight end and do what he needs to do. But he's had a great offseason. Had a lot of good work out of Max Levinsky. Had a good quarterback controversy, which is always good in the preseason. Not good during the season, but we got Cade Hewitt. Max has been pushing him. Really done a good job. Silas Teat has come in and done a heck of a job at quarterback too. So there's been a three-way race, and hopefully those three keep competing at quarterback. Done a heck of a job for us so far, and expecting big things out of them.
That Friday night, that's going to be in Hendersonville. Let's wrap it up, Coach, but I do want to wrap it up on a good note. The other day, the younger guys got underway, and they played a little football. And would you please share that score with everybody, what that score was?
I'm not sure what it was, but it was a good win for our freshmen. To get,
I don't want to embarrass them.
We're glad that we're having a season. Had
to be a bunch of defensive plays involved.
I know right there in the first quarter it was 8-6. That's when we got out of practice and I got to come watch. And I think Siegel hit a good pass down the sideline for about a 40-yard touchdown. So it was back and forth there for a while. And then, like I said, our freshmen, they have a good bunch. Usually we have big numbers, but there's only about 22, 23 freshmen this year. So
really? So the numbers are down.
Numbers are down.
Kyler ain't playing both ways, is he?
No. He's just playing on one side right now, but you never know. I mean, he may need.
Does he play safety if he plays on the other side?
He has been known to play some safety.
That's where Sonny Gray played. That's really? Sonny played safety and he played quarterback. Now, hey, Sonny wasn't one of those guys that would wrap you up. He'd take his shoulder and run alongside of you, and he'd get ahead of you. He'd
when it's throwing shoulder.
Take your legs out from under you. He loved to take your legs out from under you. That was his tackling method.
Well, back in the day, Ironman football, you had to play both ways. So he hadn't done it in a while. Coach Edie had him every now and then playing safety when the other kid maybe got a little trouble or on the coach's bad side, but. Kyler, I don't know. He's liking quarterback a little bit, but he doesn't mind playing a little safety.
I always love playing defense. Guys, the Oakland Patriots will be on the road the first 3 games. The first home game is going to be here September 10th, and that'll be against Beacon Hill. But I want to lay it out to you. This Friday night, they're going to go over to Hendersonville. And then next Saturday, so you all will be traveling on Friday, because that is a 6.5-hour drive. Kids are going all the way to Madison Ridgeland. That'll be on an ESPN2 on a Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And Oakland Patriots will get to see what Mississippi hot is. And I'm telling you, I've been in Mississippi and I know what Mississippi hot is. And then week 3, right before we go into the Labor Day holiday, you'll be down at Stewart's Creek. So you're on the road the first 3, Coach, and none of them will be easy. None of them will be easy. It'll truly be tested.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, I think that's what you need. You need hard games to get you challenged. And out of those 3 games, the most important one is Stewart's Creek. I mean, it's a region game, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we want to win them all, but at the end of the day, that 3rd game is the must win.
There you go. I'll leave it with that. Ladies and gentlemen, Friday night at Hendersonville, y'all load up and go over and follow the Oakland Patriots.